Hello everyone and welcome to this week's writing lesson. So just like last week, we are still writing our informational books, or you're choosing a topic you know a lot about and you want to teach your audience, the reader, more and more about it. In order to do that, we need to talk about the beginning and end of your book. In the beginning, you need something to really capture your reader's attention. You need something to really reel them in. Now, this thing I'm talking about is called a hook. So what exactly is a hook? A hook is something that catches the attention of your reader, kind of like whenever a fish is swimming through the ocean and they see a shiny hook that catches their attention, so they swim towards it and it gets caught. But yours is different because they'll be caught into a good book. Yeah. In order to create a strong beginning for your book to catch your reader's attention, you have to create a really good hook for them to get into. So I'm going to teach you 4 different things you can do to make your hook, your beginning, as strong as possible. Number 1, a question. Start off your informational book with a question about whatever your topic is. For example, last week I chose the topic of dogs because I have a dog named Dilly and I've learned a lot about dogs and I feel like I know quite a bit to write a small book about to teach other people. I can start off with a question like, have you ever wanted a furry best friend? Or have you ever heard of man's best friend? Just a question about the topic that will be answered later in your book. Another thing you can do is an amazing fact. Now, this can be really cool because it's a fun fact in like a nonfiction book like this. It's like a little extra sprinkle, something that makes you go, huh, I didn't know that. So an example for me in my dog book could be, did you know that dogs are not completely colorblind? That's a pretty cool fun fact. The next hook that you can use is a sound effect. Now, this can be really cool if you're talking about a game or if you're talking about an animal or if you're talking about maybe cooking something. Sound effects can go anything from a bang, a pop, a pow, something to catch your reader's attention. What I could use for my dog book is woof woof or bark bark. And then just continue on. That was the sound of a dog, or woof woof. That's dog language for, do you want to learn more about dogs? Just something that will make you go, whoa, what is happening here? Now, the last thing that you can use as a hook for your beginning of your story is an exclamation, a strong statement that's going to catch your reader's attention. A lot of times it's like an opinion, like, dogs are the best pet ever. Just something that is strong and says, this is what this is about. So those are the 4 different hooks that you can choose from to start off your informational book. Now, I know what you're asking. Can I use this for, let's say, a small moment story? Absolutely, you can. Small moment stories or informational books, you can use these tools to help your story, your writing become stronger and stronger, and for readers to get more and more out of it. Because part of the point of reading is to have a good time. And so these hooks are a way to get you there. So you guys have written your amazing hook for your reader. You have laid out all this beautiful information with a lot of detail and a lot of fun facts. Now it's time to end your book and leave the reader wanting more or really feeling like they've learned quite a bit with the book. So a conclusion can be tricky because, well, how do I end this? Well, just like hooks, I have some tools for you to use, some things to think about when you're wrapping up your informational book. I'm going to be using my book about dogs as an example. So let's talk about the first thing you can do when you are a clever conclusion is what I like to call it. So the first thing you can do is end with a lesson. Now, a lesson is something that you learned in the book. So an example could be, from now on, whenever I'm walking through the pet store, I know a little bit more about dogs. Or maybe from now on, the next time you walk into a pet store, now you know that dogs need a lot of care and love. That's something I can use for my own conclusion to the end of my book. Now, another one you can use is advice. So advice is something you give to someone else to help them out. So what did they learn in this book, or what can they use after they've done reading your informational book? For example, if I'm using my dog's book, a piece of advice could be, so the next time you're thinking of adopting a furry friend, use these tools to help you out and really help you make your decision. That would be a really good thing to just end it, wrap it up, because they've learned all this knowledge and now they're ready to go and maybe get a dog of their own or take care of a dog of their own. The last thing that I want to show you how to use for your clever conclusion is going to be a wrap up. Now, a wrap up is just basically kind of touching every major point that you have already talked about. So in my informational book about dogs, I talked about what they need to be taken care of, the different kinds of dogs, and how to train them. So a really good summary or a really good wrap up for me could be, in conclusion, now you know how to take care of a dog, what the different dog breeds are, and how to train a dog. It's just kind of there to say, this is all you learned, now go use this amazing knowledge of your own. Which one are you guys going to use? We have those 3 big things you can use. First, you can use a lesson, you can use advice, or you can use a wrap up for your clever conclusion. All right, guys. I can't wait to see these. What I want you to do for this week is go back at your informational book and double check your hook and double check your ending. See if you already have one of those things that listed in this video, and if you don't, go back and add them. I guarantee your writing is about to just, it's gonna be amazing. All right, guys, until the next video, I'll see you next time.